The day's other headlines start in Ukraine, where Russian attacks have killed at least 21 people in 2 regions. They come a day after PBS News confirmed that the Biden administration's plan to let Ukraine use U.S.-supplied weapons to strike deeper into Russia. In the southern port city of Odessa, a Russian missile barrage on a residential area killed at least 10 people. While in the north, a strike hit a 9-story apartment building in the city of Sumy, killing 11 people, including 2 children. In the meantime, Ukraine's president visited troops in a frontline town in the Donetsk region, where Russia has stepped up its efforts.
The Pokrovsk section is a very tense one. I know that only thanks to your resilience, the East hasn't been occupied in its entirety by the Russian Federation. The enemy gets our responses every day from you and from your brothers in arms. I want you to know that the Ukrainian people are very thankful.
Zelensky's frontline visit comes a day before Ukraine marks 1,000 days since Russia's full-scale invasion. It's now Europe's biggest armed conflict since World War II, with tens of thousands of lives lost on both sides. In the Middle East, Israeli airstrikes pounded Lebanon's capital city for a second straight day. The strikes hit just blocks from Lebanon's parliament and other government landmarks. Israel says it's targeting Hezbollah militants. Health officials say at least 5 people were killed and 24 others hurt. Hours earlier, rockets fired from Lebanon flew over northern Israel, where Israel said a building was struck and 1 woman was killed. Most of the rockets were intercepted. Meanwhile, in Gaza, Palestinian officials say 8 people were killed, including children, in Israeli strikes today. Israel has repeatedly blamed Hamas's hiding among civilians for the death toll in Gaza, which is now nearly 44,000 people, mostly women and children. The ongoing wars in Ukraine and the Middle East are casting a shadow over the G20 summit, which got underway in Rio de Janeiro today. Leaders from the world's top economies are looking unlikely to issue a strongly worded statement on the conflicts amid uncertainty over the incoming Trump presidency. Instead, Brazil's president kicked things off with a focus on food and security, announcing the launch of a global alliance to fight hunger and poverty. For his part, President Biden said the U.S. will contribute a record $4 billion to the World Bank's Fund for the Poorest Countries. He also urged member nations to support Ukraine's sovereignty. President Biden is urging Congress to pass nearly $100 billion in emergency aid following Hurricanes Helene and Milton, as well as other natural disasters. In a letter to Speaker Mike Johnson today, Biden said he heard from those affected by the storms that additional federal help is critical. The largest share, about $40 billion, would go to the main disaster relief fund at FEMA. $24 billion would help farmers whose crops or livestock were impacted, and $12 billion would be set aside for community grants set up by the Department of Housing and Urban Development. Toxic smog is blanketing parts of northern India, where pollution levels are 50 times what's deemed safe by the World Health Organization. Authorities in the capital of New Delhi shut schools and halted construction. The smog is partly due to smoke from farmers in rural areas burning crop waste each year. Cold temperatures trap the smoke and then wind blows it into cities. Car emissions only add to the pollution. Residents say that officials need to take action.
Everyone has a sore throat, fever because of this pollution, and the government should ban crop residue burning. All this is smoke. It's not fog. It's just smoke everywhere. The government should stop crop burning.
Studies have estimated that across India, more than 1 million people die each year from diseases connected to pollution. The CDC and public health officials in several states are investigating an outbreak of E. coli linked to carrots. Officials say 39 cases have been reported so far across 18 states. At least 1 person has died. The infections are linked to organic bagged whole carrots and baby carrots from Grimway Farms in California. They've since been recalled, but had been sold at major retailers like Kroger, Target, Trader Joe's, and Walmart, among others. The CDC advises customers who have the affected carrots to throw them out and to disinfect surfaces that the products may have touched. Spirit Airlines has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. The nation's largest budget airline is still struggling to recover from a COVID-era dip in travel and has lost more than $2.5 billion since 2020. The carrier is also facing tough competition from larger rivals. And earlier this year, a federal judge blocked its proposed merger with JetBlue. Spirit plans to continue normal operations as it works through the bankruptcy process. On Wall Street today, the major markets started the week mixed. The Dow Jones Industrial Average slipped more than 50 points on the day. The Nasdaq added more than 100 points after steep losses last week. The S&P 500 also ended in positive territory. Still to come on the News Hour, how political divisions could threaten press freedoms here in the U.S. Tamara Keith and Amy Walter break down the latest in the Trump transition. And we report from Ghana, a country that's become a global dumping ground for used clothes.